Okay. So wait, what about that bag?
Oh no, this is trash.
Oh, is it?
My trash.
Okay. So my brother actually has to get himself like a little treat, and I was actually playing Smash Brothers just for the fun of it. So I put a messy camera, by the way, and you know what? I might as well just do a little match. As I was watching a good episode of The Simpsons, I forgot which one it is about. Oh, I try to remember this one. Bart gets an elephant. That's an old one. Stupid. But yeah, besides that, you know what? It's been a long time since I've actually done some Let's Plays of Smash Brothers. While I do talk about other topics, just for the fun of it, considering that I've always wanted to just film some Let's Plays, plus I decided to just, you know, share a little video before my brother actually has to go somewhere, considering that I like to actually have in my videos sometimes, especially when I used to do my reactions. But I was actually playing, or I was in the middle of a Smash Ultimate match, and I thought I could actually just share what's been on my mind lately. So after the little shooting that actually has happened in Texas, I cannot pronounce the city name because it can't be far from San Antonio, because seeing that there was a girl that was actually, you know, just posting it's not the protest or anything, but just sharing for support of, you know, all the families that lost their children because of that asshole, of course, a fucking asshole, part of my language. She basically got a lot of support for the ones in San Antonio, give or take. And I just had to say, I'm just shocked that, you know, that this is just a common factor that happens in the U.S. I just don't understand why we had to keep getting these shootings, considering that the first incident happened in basically Buffalo with the ATO Prayton, if I actually got his name correctly, that, like I mentioned before in the previous video, that killed 10 black men and injured 2 white men and killed a police officer, but also what Salvador has done. I just want to see this as an American. It's this really heartbreaking to see this happening a lot, considering that, you know, a lot of countries to see us that we are this corrupt, well, we are kind of corrupted country that is just not only xenophobic and, well, we still are homophobic in the deep south, but also just gun crazy, give or take. And I just have to say, it's just ridiculous because, you know, this is not how we're supposed to live. To the point you actually have like 2 black teachers that I saw from an Inside Edition video that basically are supposed to bring guns for protection in their classrooms. That's just, I'm just shocked. Like, why is this becoming a thing? I just don't get it. You know, it's really heartbreaking because this has never been an issue. You know, with me growing up when I was in high school, it's awful. You know, this shouldn't have been happening in the first place. You know, especially how I actually have to carry pepper spray. I forgot to mention that because I did put in a description. Basically, because it is, I'm sure, illegal in, like, the United Kingdom to carry, you know, like, any, like, well, it's not a, I guess you could say it's a weapon, even though it's for self-defense. The thing is that I paid, the money that my mom has given me, $15, you know, for the pepper spray in order to actually be protected from any criminals that well, I'm not sure if it worked well with anyone that actually have firearms, but, you know, just for my own protection. Like, if they actually would, shutting up for sounds, committing aggravated assault, you know, of a deadly weapon, give or take. It could be like a knife or anything you can name. And it's just upsetting, you know, that this is a huge issue that's just going on in our country. And there goes Peach. Honestly, think about the word Mizu when she falls. I don't know where I get that from that Smash Brawl Subspace Emissary, that weird creature when she was playing around. From that video I saw. Anyway, you know, it's just awful that guns still haven't been banned. Like, I'm like really jealous. Like, in the United Kingdom, in the police force, give or take, you wouldn't actually would see officers having guns. whatsoever, because even though they have like acid attacks and terrorist attacks, we also have, well, I don't think we even have that here, terrorist attacks, but shootings though, is just like equally as bad. And I'm actually out of storage there. You know, it's just upsetting that this is how we have to live. Oh wow, Zelda spiked me as I spiked Peach. Yeah, on top of the domino effect. And you know what? I just wanted to just share this video as I actually play Ultimate just to ease my stress, because, you know, this stuff is never going to end. It's not. And one thing I gotta point out, speaking of the shootings and whatnot, oh wow, that was unexpected. That looks like a mess. This match really ended well than I expected. I actually was reading that it's been 2 years now. No way, it's been that long. I gotta check. Since the death of George Floyd of I Can't Breathe, because of how there are 2 white officers that would actually put pressure on his neck when they restrained him. It is really heartbreaking that they did that, because it could have been considered as a hate crime or a racial crime, which is why we actually have the Black Lives Matter movement, aka BLM. Even though what I actually have heard from what George Floyd did was just not acceptable. You know, it was not appropriate for him to actually pointing a gun at a pregnant woman, him being a robber. You know, it's heartbreaking that he died, but at the same time, you know, I don't feel bad for him at the same time, because of, well, what he did to that pregnant woman and whatnot. It's awful. And I just had to say this, as an American, why are we going this way? Why do we have these stupid gun laws? Why is the mental health care, is this so damn expensive? Let's just say that after the incident, when I actually had to save a man named Francis, I think I have a couple of videos of him on my channel that I have on private, when I basically saved him from, well, I basically took him to the hospital because he was lying on the ground because, you know, he got robbed and whatnot. The fire department told us that we had to pay like $500 just to actually get him taken care of across the streets to the hospital. Literally, like, it's like within like 100 feet away, right? 150 to be exact. It's just ridiculous of how our country is just getting worse and worse, to the point it's becoming like the Purge, because healthcare, that's a really serious deal. Mental health, it's a big, well, healthcare in general, because of all these shootings that's been happening, because a lot of people are mentally ill, especially how, obviously, a lot of people that are homeless that would do drugs and whatnot, and basically putting other people in danger. I mean, I'm so surprised with all the homeless people that I actually encountered to didn't really gotten physical with me, give or take. If any of you that have been following my channel for a while has seen any of those videos, because it's just ridiculous. You know, it's just awful. Kind of got a double knockout on that. You know, our country just has a long way to go. And I know that for these shootings, or serial shooters, I like to call them, this is just going to get worse along the line throughout the year, because I just don't understand how it's possible you got 2 18-year-olds that would, like, shoot up the school, right? You got Salvador that likes to abuse animals because he just likes to pick on fights with people. It reminds me of that druggie. His name was Frankie, by the way, from rumors I've heard, and he's still in prison. He deserves to be locked up because he would pick on random fights with people, and he's really strong. So I was shocked because how this happened, right? I just want to share such a similar perspective. Is when I was singing, like, I think it was like a Black Clover theme song when I was walking home from a dollar just to get some groceries. He would actually get up to my face and yell at me, "Stop singing so loud," when clearly I am in the middle of a public street. Literally, it's not like I'm singing loud inside of a Walmart or something. That'd be different. But literally, he got up to my face. I was scared of him, really, and he basically ruined my evening when that happened, because this boy, he actually got in physical with me. I can't believe he still punched me since that day. I had like a little bump. That's how strong it was. It was so strong, it felt like it was like a brick that actually hit my forehead. He was really strong. And I'm just shocked of basically what he did to me. So, you know, it's just awful that this is just getting worse in our country. I mean, mental health needs to be, like, solved somehow. And with the shootings, once again, we need to have, like, metal detectives, you know, in high schools, because I'm sure that's the main issue, to basically just teachers not having any guns. I don't agree with that whatsoever. Even though there was a teacher that brung a baseball bat, smart idea. I rather have that in class than an actual firearm that a student, they'll be stupid enough to actually use it to kill someone if they wanted to, you know, without the teacher knowing it in their drawer, even if they may lock it. You never know. You know, this is what I don't like about our country. It's just the gun laws. That's one thing. It kind of reminds me of the Simpsons episode when Homer would actually go crazy on using guns, give or take. And, you know, him just doing it for fun, like shooting the television, shooting his Duff beer, and, you know, just putting his family at risk. It's kind of funny because here in the United States, we tend to basically have a problem with nudity, but not for, like, guns and violence. It's just so strange, because in that episode, right, that scene was banned in the United Kingdom from what I've read about, because Marge was twirling a gun as though it's a toy. But here in the United States, we don't have that scene banned. You know, because, oh, it's so fun to actually play guns and whatnot. I will be looking this up right now before I cut this off, because I do want to play a little match. That's for the fun of it. I apologize. I got like a minute left, give or take. I just wanted this to clean my brain from all of this damn pressure of being on social media or whatnot, and just worrying about myself and whatnot. But, let me actually put this on pause very quick. After this first move. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. I like to play Smash Brothers too much. So, since I got a minute left, this is the episode I was talking about. That is basically from that episode, when basically Homer is supposed to have gun safety, right? Marge actually sees in her own reflection that a gun is basically a toy, and she brings it back home to the house. See how she's, like, twirling on it? That is the problem of us Americans, so to speak, okay? Us United Staters, so to speak. I'm just making up that word, because, well, this is a huge issue in the country, and I'm just so shocked that this is an actual thing. I even almost gotten threatened by some men on here that in this neighborhood that basically complained that I shouldn't be filming around people in public. I don't know why, because it's public space. I think he had a gun in his pocket, or at least he was threatening me. But you know what? One of the neighbors on here told me I'm not doing anything wrong, because it's common to do that on, you know, YouTube or social media. And I just told him to actually get lost. And I was still filming, and he just likes to spread, like, rumors about me that I should be filming in public. But yeah, those are the gun law problems you have here in the United States.